disclaimer. We are unqualified and unapologetic. We are not professionals. Just a couple with opinions and life experiences. Take what works. Leave what doesn't. Let's do this.
Sessions and lessons are scripted, the mics stay twisted, truths get lifted, hearts feel sifted, no script, just grip, raw thoughts drifted. Echoes in the chamber, my mind's unassisted, pages burn blank, every line resisted, skeletons in closets, dust gets evicted, break chains on the brain, no more conflicted, smoke from the past inhaled and I missed it, scars in my soul but the pain's encrypted, sipping on wisdom, the taste feels liquid, sessions and lessons are finally convicted.
Hey there, everyone.
Hello.
Me, Jack of all trades, master of none. Yep, that's me. Anyways, it's Joel, your buddy, host of Sessions and Lessons Unscripted. Of course, across from me here, the lovely, wonderful Gloria Rosario.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
How's it going?
Yeah, we were having a little bit of technical difficulties. Our computers being stupid.
My life is a technical difficulty.
Yeah, well. Also, Gloria was trying to feed me poison chocolate, and I was kind of having a reaction.
Oh.
Ugh,
You're such a baby. It's adult chocolate. Grow up.
It was gross. I am not much of a dark chocolate fan.
It's dark
Or
chocolate.
sugar-free
No,
stuff.
it has sugar in it. It just doesn't have added sugar, and it's peanut butter.
No, that's not true because it just had chunks of peanuts on it.
It had.
I tasted zero peanut butter in there. I don't understand.
We have different taste
I
buds.
love you so much, and I worship you, but then you're giving me yucky chocolate.
No, it's adult chocolate.
Well, I hope everyone is doing okay, and I hope you are still tuned in, listening to our shenanigans. I got nothing to report, really. It's just normal, everyday BS. What about you, Gloria? Anything interesting?
No, I'm scared to say that things are a little bit steady right now. It can go either. No, it can go either way at this point, but we're good. We're good.
Why would you say it that way? Why are you afraid to say that?
Oh, just because, when you start to kind of relax a little bit, that's when the rug gets pulled out from under you. Well,
That's true, and I used to think like that a lot back in the day, but I mean, really, there's no way to go through your life expecting bad things to happen all the time.
no, but I feel like I'm walking around holding my breath. Like, what's next?
Well, I mean, I know I've gotten crap for this before, and I don't know about anybody else out there, but I think Gloria kind of said something about it in a previous episode to me, but I like to be, she says I worry too much, and I make things up that aren't there, I guess, because I like to be prepared for stuff, and I like to be one step ahead, right? But
And
then
I'm like the opposite.
they're like the opposite.
Yeah.
You're like, deal with it when it happens. I can't do that. But I don't know. No matter how much you prepare for stuff, life throws at you what it's gonna throw at you.
Oh, for sure.
It's not perfect.
It's not.
I don't understand how that is if I'm so perfect.
Get out.
You get out.
Yeah, I will.
Oh, don't get out because I'm trying to get listeners. They don't want to just listen to me. If you listen to the past episodes when I first started this thing, oh my goodness.
It was just Joel by himself.
Yeah, well, I mean, the tone was a little different too, I must admit. I mean, it wasn't my intention at all to be super serious or anything, but I think I was just first starting out, and I'm sure people out there listening, if you thought about podcasting or have podcasted or anything, you kind of know how it is. I was nervous to do it. I didn't know what I was going to talk about. I didn't know what I was doing, all of that stuff. And then when I mean, the sound quality, I think early on was kind of sus. And then,
It's hard to have a conversation when you're talking by yourself and you have nobody to respond or react to what
I mean,
you're
it
saying.
depends on the kind of podcast you're trying to do, though. I mean, people do solo podcasts all the time, but I don't know. it was my intent to kind of have someone with me anyways, like you for sure. But
No, and I've said this before. I didn't want to do it in the beginning. Just I didn't feel comfortable, and now I'm just kind of
see,
rolling
but
with
it's
it.
like we started to like it more and more the more we did it.
Yeah,
So,
I'd say
anyways,
so.
moral of the story, everyone,
Just
just
do it.
do it. Like, do a Nike and just do it.
Just do it.
Speaking of Nike,
What?
sneakers are expensive. Anyways, that was kind of random.
Yeah,
What do you think?
off top, but okay.
So, Gloria, we were, as we always do, chit chatting and stuff like that. Tell the people, the good people, what we are going to be discussing today.
Today the topic is goodbyes.
And then why did we pick that subject? What I don't remember what conversation we were having.
I don't know. Maybe what was
Oh, I think it was kind of in the wake of like with your grandma and the possibility of, something going south. And I mean, I don't want to discuss anything like that, but I mean, it's inevitable, right? It's part of life. People come, people go,
yeah.
happen. But that we were kind of, and we both have stories about that, and I'm sure people out there listening have them stories as well. But yeah, we were kind of talking about, just the finality of things and saying goodbye and moving on from things and that kind of discussion. So
Right, there's a lot of forms of saying goodbye. It's not necessarily somebody passing on. I mean, there's saying goodbye to a relationship, saying goodbye to a friend,
a job.
a job, pretty much anything, really. Not necessarily just the passing of someone.
That's a really good point to make because there's like different levels of goodbye.
Right. And the thing is, too, is that when you say goodbye, it's not necessarily like a final goodbye. It's for the moment,
Right.
or sometimes when you say goodbye, it's like
Well,
a permanent basis.
well, yeah. I mean, it can be permanent.
Right.
Okay. Which reminds me, we were just discussing before we went on the air. Because sometimes before we cut the mic on, we kind of listen to music, discuss things, stuff like that. And there was a song that I mean it's kind of an older song. I don't even remember what year it came out.
It sounds like a late 2000s.
Yeah, it was. I think it was maybe even earlier than that, but early to mid 2000s or something.
Yeah.
I may have to Google it while we're sitting here, but the song's called "Goodbye," and it's just a great song. And I remember when I was going through some stuff, the song came up a few times and stuff, and of course, it brings me to almost to the verge of tears or whatever. But I mean, it's a great song, and I shared it with Gloria, and even Gloria was kind of touched by it. What did you think of the song?
It's a super melancholy song because it doesn't necessarily come across as like sad,
Right.
but the meaning behind it and what you were telling me, it sounds like, you know,
And the music video, in my opinion, is fantastic because it's very simple. And then I was telling Gloria in the music video, I recommend you guys go look it up. It's called Goodbye, and it's by a band called Plank Eye. And Google or YouTube the video. It's great. I like it, and it kind of puts you in a certain mood. But anyways, the video is of like these two young people in an elevator, and the elevator's going up, and then as the elevator rises, people come on or step on and off of the elevator, which is kind of to me is signifying, you're going head the elevator going up is like you going to heaven, right? And then as you go through your life, things come and go. And then like there was, if I recall correctly, there'd be like a older couple jumping on the elevator, and they were very affectionate, and you could tell they were in love. And then I think if I remembered right, um, either the husband got off the elevator and she was by herself then, was signifying that the husband was gone. It's just a great video, great song, and it's like I said, it puts me in a certain mode. It's one of those songs when it's on, everything just stops. I gotta stop and listen to it. It's really great.
I've never personally heard of the band before. You mentioned that.
Well, they were a Christian band. Um, I don't know much history about them, and honestly, I couldn't name another one of their songs. I'm sorry if anybody from that camp from that band ever hears this, I apologize. I'm pretty sure I've known other songs of yours, but I just don't. It's been a while, but yeah, that song is a great song, and it reminds me of a lot of things too, like
Mm.
how things can there's always change. I mean, it's just a lot of significant things you can get from that song.
Yeah, and with the word goodbye too, it seems like there's always I guess a moment of sadness, when it's somebody that you know or you've lived experiences with.
Hmm.
And again, not necessarily just death, but sometimes you have a really great friendship and you guys just kind of say goodbye one last time and you don't know that's your last time seeing that person.
Hmm.
And people just simply move along in life, and
Yeah,
you separate.
I'm telling you guys, life is way too short, and I think me personally, the older I get, it's just like I don't have no time for BS now, right? It's like go time now. It's like, and it's kind of a bittersweet thing, right? Because like and I'm just speaking for myself, but it's like I think back at how much time I, quote unquote, wasted. Like time will pass you without
So quick.
you will not know. And then it's like, oh my gosh, I'm, 50 plus years old now, and what have I done or what am I doing?
You know, it's crazy to me that um my cousins, I'm the oldest one, I believe.
Hmm.
I think I am the oldest one out of all of my cousins. We range from my age in, my early 40s to I think the youngest right now of my cousins is in like their mid 20s,
Hmm.
late to mid 20s. So there's, a large age gap in, the cousins.
Right,
And to me, I haven't really made an effort to hang out with my family very often. I'm just, on my own thing.
right,
And it's crazy to me when I see my cousins because I still think they're in high school.
right.
And I still think that they're,
Well, you kind of pick up where you leave off, right?
right, right. So it's weird. Now they're like married and having kids and living in other states. And, I always have to remind myself, like, it's an adult that I'm talking to. She's not 15 anymore. And
Hmm.
you don't realize how fast time flies until you start seeing people that you haven't seen in a really long time.
Right.
But I just find that so curious, And like I tell like one of my cousins, that I hadn't seen in a while.
Uh,
I still think you're in high school. Like when I talk to your mom, I always say, "Oh, how is so and so?"
right.
And she's like, "Oh, she's getting engaged and this is and that." And I'm, "What?" And then I have to remind myself, "Oh, she's like in her late 20s."
Right. Yeah, it's I mean, goodbyes are always in different,
Yeah.
you know, there's different degrees, I guess. And I agree. There's like usually there's a sadness that goes with a goodbye more times than not, I would say, but I mean, it's not always just
No,
sad.
because you say goodbye to crappy people in your life too.
That's true.
And you say goodbye to bad situations. You say goodbye to, a job that you hate. It's
Mm,
not necessarily always a negative thing. Sometimes that goodbye opens the door for new things to, come about.
for new hellos.
New hellos, new friendships, new jobs, new whatever it is that, you're saying goodbye to.
Yes,
So it's
yes.
not always meant with the sadness, sometimes it's a happy moment.
So, do you mind sharing a goodbye story or anything like that?
What in particular? I'm not gonna give too many details because I mean this is kind of something that I wouldn't normally talk about, but um there was a lady that I she kind of she was the mother of a couple of kids that I grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
And it was crazy to me because I hadn't seen her in a really, really long time. And I got word that she had passed on. And when I saw one of her sons, you know, after the fact, after she had passed, um, I told him how much I regretted not reaching out to his mom because his mom was a really big influence on me growing up. And the way that she, passed on was sudden and unexpected, and um she was taken way too early in her life,
Mm-hmm.
and she was such a good woman, and I always think, man, if I just had the chance to, see her and tell her how much she influenced me, you know, as a teenager. um, and I've always kind of regretted that not making the effort or not making the time to actually see her, you know. And it's unfortunate that sometimes we don't get to say, goodbye to people the way that we want to.
Right.
So take advantage of those moments, guys, because you never know when somebody will be taken, or somebody who will pass on
Right.
like that. So that was one, and I think a positive goodbye. I think like one where I'm like good riddance is any friendship that I've had in the past to where you know it didn't. I outgrew the person, and
Which happens.
it happened so much.
But I think people kind of overstay their welcome as in that regard. I think
Oh yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
oh, this friendship's going nowhere, but they kind of just linger.
Well, I mean, yes and no. I mean, like I said, I don't like to share like personal stories because I don't want to put other people on blast or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But there have been friendships that are kind of like one sided. We've talked about this
Yeah,
before,
that's
one sided friendships.
yeah.
And if you can't be my friend when I'm going through my crazy stuff or when I'm like,
I mean, that's really a friend, someone that's there through the
right.
crazy stuff.
If I started again this accident. One of these days I'm going to talk about this accident that I had because it was really like a big part of the way that it changed my way of thinking
Mm,
and relationships towards people. So we should talk about that. But um being in a situation where I can't do things for myself and I needed help, not necessarily financial,
mm-hmm.
but emotional support, or just someone to say, "Hey, are you okay? Do you need anything?" Even though I didn't really need anything, I had
Well, it's nice to know that they care.
right.
Mm,
And especially when other people have been in situations, and I'm always like there for people. You know me.
yeah,
I get a phone call at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to answer that phone call at three
yeah,
o'clock in the morning. Um, but I didn't see that all too much in certain relationships and friendships. So it was like, it's time to move on. It's
right,
okay. No ill will towards anybody. People outgrow each other. People move on.
right.
People, go through situations. But going through a situation like that, it became so much easier to cut people loose and not, keep contact and not wanting to, pursue the friendships.
Would you say that getting older it makes it easier?
Oh, for sure. Yes. Maybe it was harder when I was like younger in my 20s
Mm.
to kind of say goodbye to people because, you're really social. Well, at least for me, I was really social. I wanted to party. I wanted to.
Yeah, when you're young, you want to be around people and do all this stuff, and when you get older, you're like, I don't even want to be bothered.
No. And that's kind of what
I
happened.
want to stay home.
Well, part of it was the sobriety that, I went through. And to be sober, it's better to drop people who don't have your best interests at heart.
Right,
So those goodbyes are like good riddance. We can say hello and move on. We don't have to be like really good friends or anything.
right.
So yeah, those are my two goodbyes. One a sad one and one, one that I just doesn't bother me too much.
Very good.
What about you, sir?
Well, three pop into my head right away. And you had mentioned the word regret, and that one's a big one that I have. There's there are three. Well, there's the one big one, obviously, but I'll get to that one. But the first one is I had a family member, an uncle to be exact, that I remember we basically grew up together. And
He wasn't. I'm sorry to interrupt. He wasn't that much older than you, or you guys were the same age? Or
he wasn't that much older than me,
okay,
but he was. I mean, I honestly I don't remember the age gap or whatever.
but it was close.
Eh, he, yeah, I mean it was close, but he was more. I'm well,
He was older,
he was
right?
older.
Okay,
Anyway, so we basically, you know, he was my uncles were cool. I mean, real cool. Him in particular. I won't go into great detail. I mean, he got into some stuff, and there were some issues going on, but still a good guy, great guy. Uh, Loved him very much. But he had some rough patches, and I know at one point he got into a really bad car accident, and which I mean he was very lucky to be alive. Let's just put it that way. But in the meantime, he had to be put on certain medications and things for pain and things like that. And he struggled sometimes. I haven't I haven't really talked to him and for a while. And I remember one day I got a phone call from my brother, and my brother I couldn't tell you how many times I've seen him or heard him be upset or cry or anything like that.
right.
But I could hear something was wrong in his voice, and he had told me that he had passed away. And I right away got sad, of course, and I never got to say goodbye to him.
Right.
And I got this guilt and regret because I didn't talk to him in a while. And if I remember correctly, one of the last times I talked to him, I think I was kind of irritated with him because we had made plans to do something and he kind of stood me up, and I was kind of annoyed with him and was basically writing him off or whatever. And um, then time passed, a bunch of time passed, and then he ended up passing away, and I never got to, you know,
Reconcile. Reconcile.
no, I wouldn't say not reconcile, but I never got to say goodbye, and he was gone. It's like I didn't get to spend time with him and stuff like that. And partly it's because of my situation, right? The family situation, which a lot of you probably know about. We'll touch on it more and more. But that was one. Second one would be my grandmother. Again, I barely seen her, especially in my later. I would say around. Well, I ran away when I was 15, so I really haven't seen her, haven't heard from her, talked to her or anything. Back to the alienation of my family and stuff, which I regret, of course, but she had passed away, and I didn't get to talk to her, say goodbye or anything. That's another regret of mine. And then the big one, of course, was my first wife, which she passed away. I actually was holding her when she passed away. And I did get to say goodbye, of course, but I mean, that was a rough. I mean, all goodbyes are rough, or most goodbyes are rough, but that was like super life changing. That one, it's life got very, very interesting after that,
Yeah.
and I mean, I'm good now, obviously, but uh, it was life changing. That doesn't even put it into perfect words, if you know. But I goodbyes, are pretty. Bottom line, goodbyes are like either are life changing one way or the other, right? I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes it could be something major, sometimes it could be something not as big.
Right.
Like you said, saying goodbye to a sucky job or goodbye to a sucky friend. So it's it's like with anything in life, there's like different degrees of things and different levels. Those are the three that come up to mind that are more on the, I guess, sadder side. Um, Positive goodbyes. I mean, goodbye to jobs for sure that I hated. I mean, those are always positive, right? Leaving a sucky job.
But who really loves their job? It's very far and few in between, where you find someone who's very passionate about their
That's
job,
true. Yeah, that's true. But um, trying to think. Well, I really don't. I really don't have friends.
You have
Wah.
friends.
So I mean, I don't know. It's like you said. There's always positives, negatives to it. But I wouldn't even call it a negative because if you take, like, say, a passing of someone, right, and then first of all, it makes you realize how short life is, right?
Yeah.
It also like kind of puts things into perspective because you're like, man, like, you know, I mean, everyone out there that's listening knows what I'm talking about. Like, I mean, everything is put into perspective, especially if it's a loved one that just passes and it's like, you really start to think about stuff. Like, seriously think about stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
things
true.
get serious very fast
Yeah.
when that happens.
Mhm.
I know when I had my wife passed away, things got real fast. Things got very life changed very fast.
Yeah.
And especially when it's something unexpected, you're caught off guard and you don't know which way is up. You don't know how you're going to get out of it. You don't know. And I know it's cliche and people roll their eyes when this is always said. And admittedly, when people would say these kinds of things to me at the time, I kind of, whatever, like
Yeah.
everyone says, how, with their condolences and stuff, and I'm sure everyone knows.
Yeah.
But oh, you'll be okay. Time in time, you'll be
Feels better.
better.
Right.
Time will heal you. Blah blah blah. Everyone knows all and people's hearts are usually in the right place, right? And I appreciate it. I did appreciate people with their kind words or whatever. But at the time, I thought it was all BS, right? Like, oh man, my life is, what am I gonna do now? And this and that. You just see what's in front of you, and you're not seeing anything else. But I am sitting here 120% telling everyone out there listening, it does get better.
It changes really fast as well.
It gets better. Time will heal wounds. One of the important things to remember, though, is not to wallow in certain things.
Yeah.
You got to move on. You have to. You have no other really alternative. I mean, I guess there is, but it's very, very true. Time will heal all wounds. It doesn't last forever. The pain doesn't last forever.
No.
So anyone out there dealing with anything like that, first of all, I'm sorry you have to deal with that, or any kind of loss, or any kind of goodbye, as it were. But things will improve. They will. 110%, 120%. Here, like there was a time where I couldn't talk about stuff like that without welling up
Right.
or having to stop what I was saying and then excusing myself because I couldn't do it. So now, I mean, I could talk about it freely without any issue.
Right.
And I'm more than happy to, if anyone asks me about it, I'm more than happy to discuss it. It
Yeah.
doesn't bother me, you
Right.
know?
Mhm.
But for everyone listening out there, things get better. Life moves on. I mean, life's not gonna stop.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, in that, saying goodbye to someone, when they pass, I'm thinking if something well, my grandfather popped into my head.
Mm.
That was so sudden when he passed. We didn't even get to see him.
Right.
I was not able to travel right away, after he passed. So I missed the funeral, I missed the burial, I missed all of those things. So I was only able to visit his resting place. And I always kind of had a guilt, like maybe I should have made more effort to go visit them more often in Mexico or something. But sometimes you don't have control over, certain things in life and things just happen the way that they're going to happen, you know. And I think that's been the strongest goodbye in my life. I've lost friendships, I've lost jobs, I've, all sorts of, goodbyes that don't even phase me at this point. But I think the fact that I didn't get to say goodbye to my grandfather and the fact that I didn't get to see him, after he had passed, um, it's hard. It is hard. It's like a guilt, but it's like you can't really do anything about it?
Yeah, there's nothing you can do.
No. So just to appreciate the moments that you have with people, and even in the situation that I'm in right now with my grandmother, she's doing better slowly, but she's 89. We have to be kind of realistic in our expectations. So
Mm.
doesn't mean that we're not hopeful or doesn't mean that we don't want her to get better, but the reality, is kind of hard to accept at times, but it is what it is. And sometimes you just kind of have to let things take their course. And when she goes home, because she's coming home eventually, um, we'll get there when we get there. It's just you have to take it one day at a time.
It's funny. Not funny, but I was thinking about since we're talking about goodbyes and things like that, and things getting put into perspective and stuff. The uh the latest round of celebrity deaths,
Wow, there are so many celebrities passing.
and to me it hits kind of close to home, right? Because let's see who passed away. Malcolm Jamal Warner. I
Uh,
mean, okay, really? Like Theo from freaking Cosby Show's gone.
yeah,
Ozzy Osbourne was
yes,
huge.
huge.
Oh my gosh, I can't. Most of the people that I like either grew up with or watched or
Right.
they're dying. I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah. I think the not that I follow a lot of celebrity people and, because I don't have time for that. But hearing that Ozzy passed and,
That was one of the celebrity passings that kind of got me because I was a fan.
no, but, from what I've like heard and read, and I'm pretty sure other people have heard the story too, he had a surgery that ended up hurting him more than not having the surgery.
Hmm.
So I understand,
Yeah, but if I recall right, it's something they had to do.
right.
Basically, the doctor said his head was falling off.
Oh,
I mean, it
it's
was like
horrible.
not attached to his body.
Right.
Like imagine your neck and your body and your your head. Yeah, he needed that surgery.
Yeah. No, but I
Well,
just
then
thought,
and then he was getting Parkinson's, I think.
right. It,
Yeah,
it was just,
yeah.
it's.
I mean, he was what 73.
Yeah.
I mean, he was getting up there
Yeah. But still it's not, you know, like it personally affected me, but I did feel some kind of like, that was kind of
because you grew up with him,
Right.
kind of. You know what I'm
Oh, I
saying? Like,
did,
you listen to his music.
Yes.
You watch them on TV. I mean, it just some of those
So entertaining. I love that
some of
man.
those kind of hit close. And to
Yeah.
me personally, that's the first thing I thought about was, wow, all these guys that I was into or watched or grew up with, they're gone.
Yeah.
They're one after the other. Who else was it? It was
It was a bunch of people.
Theo, Ozzy, Hulk Hogan.
Oh,
Hulk
yeah.
Hogan. I mean, that one there. That's kind of a touchy one, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's like Hulk Hogan's gone. Like there's no more Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
It's like it's just weird to me. Very, very weird. Like I don't know if I'm thinking because I ate my vitamins and said my prayers, I'm gonna live forever. Like Hulk used to tell me.
Yeah, well.
But yeah, I mean, some of these celebrity, especially the latest round, are just to me mind-boggling. Like, oh my gosh.
I mean, personally, I didn't like Hogan the person. I liked Hogan the wrestler,
Yeah, like I said, that one's a little touchy,
Yeah, the
but
person was kind of a dick, but
yeah.
whatever.
And then there was a few musicians that passed. Like what was it? Chuck Mangione? I forgot the
Yeah.
name of that song. Some of you guys know that name and the song with the horn and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But that song is very special to me, and I'll tell you why. I know some people are annoyed by that song or don't like it or whatever whenever it comes on, but it always reminds me of one time when I was a kid and my dad uh, got me, my brother, myself, and my mom in the car, and we went to go visit family in Cleveland, Ohio. And I remember pulling over the side of the road. Not me personally; I was too young to drive. My dad pulled over, and that song came on. And I mean, and when I was a kid, I kind of liked it. Right? It was just kind of funky and with the horns and everything. And every time after that, I heard that song, I would remember that moment.
Yeah.
And it was like a good moment, right? Like it popped into my head. Like so even when he passed away, even though I wasn't familiar with his whole catalog,
Yeah.
I was familiar with that one song because it reminded me of that.
No, I think part of you know, these people that we grew up with watching and entertaining us, and it's kind of hard to, envision them passing because they've been in our lives for so long and entertaining people for so long that it makes it a little bit more tangible, like, oh man, we're getting old. Like, I
Mhm.
thought I was old, but now that I realize how old some of these musicians and artists are, it's like, whoa, like,
Yeah. And most of the time, and I don't mean to sound insensitive, but when a celebrity passes, it doesn't really affect me, or I don't really, I kind of say, oh well, rest in peace and move on. And but like the Ozzy one kind of got me. Another one off the top of my head that really got me is when Mr. Rogers passed
oh, that
away.
was, yeah.
I was so sad when or Bob Ross.
Yes, I was genuinely sad because those
Yeah.
two were some of my favorite.
I love
Yeah.
Mr. Rogers and Bob Ross. When they passed, I was like, I legit got sad. Like, oh my gosh. But I mean, when I was a kid, Mr. Rogers was already an older guy.
Right.
So, I mean, it's inevitable. I mean,
No,
you get
it is.
old and you pass.
I think the celebrity deaths that kind of been like, oh man, it was for me personally Robin Williams. I love him.
Hmm.
Robin Williams.
Yeah, that one was pretty rough too, because it was just like all of a sudden.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was unexpected. Um, and then it was oh, what was his name? The black comedian that we were just talking.
that doesn't
Some
narrow it
mama
up.
bitch.
That's Bernie
It's
Mac.
Bernie Mac.
Oh, he was very fun.
That was such a sad thing too because
Chicago's very own.
yes, he was awesome. Bernie Mac.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah, and then Ozzy, I think, was kind of another one. Oh, and David Bowie. David Bowie kind of hit me hard.
Yeah, David Bowie was a bit. Well, that was a big one also.
Yeah.
That was a big one. Like, wow, David Bowie.
Right. I felt like it's not the same as you losing like a grandparent or your parent.
No,
or
but it's kind of part of
your childhood.
kind of part of you, right? And it's
It's
gone.
sad. Hmm.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, goodbyes aren't always bad, and use that goodbye towards the positive. You know what I mean? Life gets better. Life is too short, so cherish the little moments, cherish the people. If it's worth it, go for it. Don't neglect it. And I'm guilty of that. I mean, I'm the worst son, brother, husband, I think sometimes the worst.
Okay, you need to stop. I don't think you're a bad husband. A bad
I,
son? I don't know.
I could be better. I could be better. Always room for improvement.
No, well,
Even though I am pretty awesome, but
no, the thing, again, with stuff that I have going on with my family and um, just being in limbo and, I said this in the last episode, enjoy every single moment that you have, whether it's, you know, something like eating or if it's,
yeah, just be mindful of everything.
yeah, just,
Yeah.
and don't let the fact that you're scared of something stop you from doing stuff. Because
No.
at some point, I was not too happy about doing this podcast. Now I feel like,
Now you're a superstar.
I don't know about that.
Well, look at you.
Relax.
I
I'm your
bet
superstar.
everybody out there is agreeing with me right now. They're like, yeah, that's right.
No, I'm your superstar. Other people think I'm average, but I'm
No,
yours.
you are not average. You're not average to anything. Trust me.
All right. With that, we're going to say goodbye.
Yeah, we're gonna just leave it there. We appreciate you guys listening. We truly do. Please spread the word. Let other people know that we're here. We really do appreciate you. Don't forget to visit the website at sessionsandlessonsunscripted.com. Send us an email with any kind of suggestions, questions, anything you got. Even if you just wanted to send us some, funny stuff or jokes or whatever.
We're also open to accepting hate mail.
Yeah, so, I mean, for sure. If you guys got criticisms,
Yeah,
you're open
definitely.
to that too. Email is sessionsandlessonsmail@gmail.com. And also visit us on the socials like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. Just look up either my name or Sessions and Lessons, and you should be able to find us. So, yeah. Anything to add, Gloria, here at the end at our goodbye?
Yes, if you do not want to send us an email for some reason or another, you can also visit the website, go to the drop down menu, and there you will find a I can't speak. Contribution or contribute.
Contributes.
And there you can, message us and we'll see that just the same as an email.
Yeah, and you guys can make comments on any of like the postings there, and then I also have like things that I write up on there. Feel free to criticize, make suggestions, comment, all of that stuff.
Tell us a knock knock joke.
Yes, tell us knock knock jokes.
And again, we're also available on all major platforms where podcasts are available for download. If you guys wouldn't mind, please give us a follow on some of those platforms.
Yeah,
to help us
subscribe,
grow.
follow. What's wrong with you?
Yes, help us grow. We're trying to kind of just expand a little bit.
I would offer you guys like free tickets to something or Amazon gift cards, but I don't know. Maybe that'll come in the future or something.
Slow down there.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Bye.
All right, guys. See you on the next one. Bye bye.
Sessions and lessons are scripted.